I finally finished sketchbook number 6 as shown in either my last video or my last 2 videos. I'm not sure what order I'm going to upload this sketchbook tour and this video. We'll see. I'm just gonna finish this one so I finally get to start this one. But before I do start adding stickers and I make my first page, the card is already kind of torn up and I haven't even used it yet. I used this to put my laptop on it because I didn't want to burn my legs and I didn't want to mess it up because overheating the fans, you know, it'll ruin the laptop slowly. And I only use it for a couple days. It's already pretty well torn. So first step today is I'm going to reinforce this spine with more Stater Brothers pamphlets and tape. Oh, this has come off. Okay, I can just tape it up. Okay. Ink is pretty enforced. So, before sketchbook 6, I would pretty much leave the backs blank. Except, yes, this is only kind of between 3, 4, and 5. But with 3, I did put 1 dinosaur sticker on there. But this one I ended up putting more. I kind of liked what I did with this one where I would collect them as I went. You know, I got these from people, and these were just ones that were falling off and I needed to use. So I'm once again gonna leave the back pretty blank, except for the fact that I have saved for, I really want to use this guy. So I'm gonna tape him up. So right here is ripped a little, so I'm gonna cover that to rip off. So he'll go here. Now he is fully encased in tape, and I have P5S around the back of my sketchbook. Pretty funny, you can still see the can imprints. Honestly, I'm just glad I finally had this guy on a sketchbook, or anywhere really. I've had him saved for like months, I think. Well, because this is probably I had him since November, because December was when the movie came out for the second one. I think it was a promotion for it, and I've been saving it for ages. Because I was planning on putting it on my wall, I think, and I never did. And only like a couple months ago, I was like, oh, I need this on a sketchbook. And now he's here. So I finally get to work on the first part of starting a sketchbook, which I will sometimes do right when I get the sketchbook. I think since this one's so big, I might do 2 cat stickers. There's already kind of a blue and yellow thing going on, so might as well follow it. That has been my most difficult sketchbook cover to fill with stickers before. But I'm done. I guess it's pretty fun. Honestly, I don't like it. But it's not like I can go back, so I'll be covering this with tape. Okay, now that the cover is done in the back, I'm going to start on the first page. So while I was off camera, I already started the person who's going to be on the front cover. Normally I draw it straight on, but I didn't want to deal with the lines. And I was only going to sketch it out, but honestly, it's not that difficult. I just used a bit of Crayola and I was like, I might as well finish it early. Because I don't like drawing on camera that much. This is Mark. Now, I don't know, the reason why I don't know what order I'm going to be posting this video in the Sketchbook 6 tour is because I wanted to put Sketchbook 6 tour out first, but then I realized, oh wait, I don't have a single drawing of Mark in there. And it's like, oh no, I need to fix this. I need to draw him for this sketchbook and post this first. But then I remembered I have literally one drawing of him. Literally only this one drawing of him in sketchbook number 6. But I had already finished drawing this one. Yeah, I don't know. What I do know is he's very cute looking. He is rubbing the back of his neck, which I don't know how well it's showing. But I'm glad I was able to draw it because I always imagined him doing it, but I've never really drawn him doing it, at least successfully. So yeah, I'll be gluing him onto the first page, and then with the purple color pencil I used for a bit of his shoes, I'm gonna write all the stuff. Oh, and just ignore the first attempt where I realized, oh wait, this is too low, and it looks bad, so let me just restart. I get too obsessed with Manasses. I love him so much. He's so cute. This might be one of my best drawings of him, even if like it's kind of weird looking because I used a black color pencil. You know, Crayola color pencil. But whatever, that doesn't matter. He's still so adorable. I love him. So, May 10th, ignore how I never finished my first spread. I'll get to it, I swear I'll get to it before I finish this. So before today, this was only broken a little. I may or may not have flipped my sketchbook over just to see if it would stay intact. And you know what? This is on me. This is all on me. I really shouldn't have done that. I knew this was fragile. It's like fully detached here. So once I finish this, I'll probably try and tape it all together, except I don't know when I'm gonna finish this. I'm too lazy. So it's completely apart. But I'm fixing it. Surely a bunch of tape will solve all my problems. Right, so I'm gonna try to not take as long with this sketchbook tour compared to my last one, because that one took longer than I wanted it to take to edit, and I want to get this video out tomorrow. So first, I don't think I talked about it in the video I made about making the sketchbook because I didn't add it yet. But I do have this really bad envelope I made to give it a pocket, which it has nothing in it now, but I would keep papers and stuff in it, which normally works really well for me. But I never took this sketchbook out, and I would just like carry around like paper, so it did not really help. I did not need this envelope for this sketchbook. And then also I have here, I taped, taped behind here. I have this bookmark, which I also didn't use that often, but I mean, I did use it a bit. And it's actually from a medal I got at school, which like we just get for getting average grades. And I stitched it up a little so it wouldn't fall apart. Like, it's not that well done, but you know, it works. Here's the first page. Oh, this time I did remember to put stuff covering personal information so I don't have to go editing in Among Us. Yeah, started April 4th, ended May 25th. Here's the first page, which took me really long to finish, honestly, because I never taped this back. That's alright. It took me a while to finish because I would just get lazy, and I did Betsy the first 2 days. I had them all sketched out first day, colored in Betsy the next day, and then like a couple days after I colored in True, and then I never got to Gizmo until like when I was about to finish the sketchbook, and I was like, okay, I finally have to do this. So yeah, I do like this a lot though. They are a lovely throuple that I enjoy drawing. Here is when I got Faber-Castell pens, and so I tested it. These don't really look that good, but you know, I was just trying it out. And then this, a little cringe, but I was like thinking about how orange eyes are gonna be like a bad thing in my story because he's a villain. And I have another one, Juniper or Lago. I've talked about her a bit before. And she also has orange eyes, so it's like orange is a sign that death will be at the end of the path. Real cool. And then here I was just practicing drawing with like a Crayola color pencil. And also my Prismacolors came that day. Oh. So here's some tests of the colors. I think there's a shadow in like the top right of my, that's from my couch. I can't really move that. Oh well. And then here's the drawings of all my other pirate OCs, because in the first page is the throuple. Yeah, so this is the throuple for the pirate OCs, and I wanted to draw the rest just so like I'd have a reference for what they looked like. So here's all that I have. As I continue to draw, I accidentally made them bigger and bigger. This one, I wanted to try something. I didn't really, I don't really care too much for it, but I glued a blue paper on it, and then I drew an OC. Then here's some drawing of Bernadette. I don't really draw her that often because she doesn't have a story to her. These are from In Between Songs and Symphonic Band, and I was getting real upset. These are both on the same day, but I was getting really upset about how I always draw and make them look to the right, which I still have a really bad habit of doing that. So then I drew a bunch of eyes, and I also, this is like a random paper from what's gonna be like one of my next sketchbooks. It's from like a random notebook that I got in like middle school. I tore out a couple of pages and I just decided to use this one. Okay, so 4-9 and then 4-11. So I didn't notice this until way later on, but I thought I lost my drawing streak, but I didn't actually, because I just forgot to glue in a drawing. So I do have a bit of panicking in the later bit of the sketchbook. But yeah, I practiced some animals. I need to do this more often. I said I was going to practice on my sketchbook number 8, and I just have not. And then 4-12, Tomo Tama. And then there's gonna be some of these. These are from like drawing yearbook when I just didn't feel like, they used to be for when I didn't feel like drawing in my sketchbook, and so I just draw animals on it. And then I wanted to like keep it up in the sketchbook where I'd fill it in on empty spaces, but then I did like give up because I just wasn't drawing them enough, and it didn't make sense because I was already drawing on a separate piece of paper that wouldn't go immediately into my sketchbook. So yeah, I don't know if I'll start doing that again when school starts up, but we'll see. And here is, I'm not going to open any of these, but these are a bunch of cards I've gotten. either some for like my friend inviting me to her birthday party, or like birthday cards I've received throughout the years. And this December 2025, I would use it as like a scratch practice paper, and I figured why not just put it in here. I don't think I have anything to say about this. Oh, I do not like this mark drawing. I think it's really bad. But other than that, I do really like these two, and this one's alright. I think this is like the first time, yeah, this was like the first drawing I did. I was using a really old like Dollar Tree notebook that had dots on it, and so that's gonna be throughout like most of the sketchbook until the very end when I finish it. And so I just like used up that entire notebook and I'd glue it in here, and that made bringing stuff around like way easier. Here, I remember, yeah, I did the IP Math practice exam. Not a great day. I did wear this hoodie I got from my school trip and almost got dress coded for it for no reason because we were allowed to wear it. But whatever. These two don't really have much story, so I don't need to talk about Holden and Rhea. But this one here, she is a part of a cult. Probably shouldn't go too crazy about explaining it. And then here, I had the idea of her for a while-ish, because I plan on having another pirate crew that'll be there during like the main pirate story that they can like deal with. And I knew I wanted them to have less like demi-humans and stuff, and so this is gonna be the one that they have, who's a polar bear. So I drew her, and I like, once I drew her the first time, I think I just couldn't remember how any of my OCs looked, so I was like, okay, I'll make a new OC, whatever. And I just really liked her design, so I drew her more. I think I might have, I don't think so. I think I had another drawing of her that I didn't like, so I scrapped it. Yeah, here I got big 4-in-1 color pens, which I thought I would use more, but I don't really use them that often. I mainly use like my random older crappier pens. But I do plan on like starting to bring these to school again, just because it's easier to like know I have most colors. And then here I have a version of Juniper and Nova, which is the little sister of Noelle, who made Tomo and Tama. And here, this is the same version of Juniper, and I wrote lyrics to Arkansas Daughter that like matched it the most. And Maeve, I thought I could like get a better drawing out of using the 4-in-1 pens, and I ended up not liking it that much. I think if I were to try again, I could make it look better. But I mean, it is fun I was able to do this with like one pen. And then, I don't think this is tomato. This is, what are they called? A persimmon? And then true, which it's hard to see. Here's a bad drawing of Sylvia. I don't think I've shown her boyfriend. No, I did in the other sketchbook actually. I drew her like once in there too. She is Leo or Leon. I'm still not sure on the name. I might even like switch completely, but his girlfriend. And then this is my first drawing of Aegis. And like I just wanted to like have like a goat-ish inspired character, even though like she doesn't look that much like a goat. I know she doesn't look like, exactly like a goat, but she is meant to be one. And it's my first drawing of her, which I really liked. I know it's kind of bad because like the proportions are weird, but I will like end up drawing her a crazy amount in sketchbook number 8. I don't think I draw her that much in this one, but I do really like her, and I really liked her since the moment I drew her. And here is Autumn, I think like just before he transitions, but then in here I drew a maze, and then I wrote the lyrics of I don't remember what the song was called, but it's from Lily Pichu, Into Dust, I think. And oh, I like have a love-hate relationship with this spread, because I think they like, this page looks good. Like I hate this drawing of Tell, because it's just kind of cringy, and also I now don't think he'd be crying. I don't think he'd really care, so it's like out of character now. Then here is another member of the cult, the worst one. Oh, he's so disgusting. I feel so bad. I didn't mean to make him so awful, but then it kept on snowballing, and like he's one of my worst characters. And then I think this is the first drawing I have of Evelyn in here. I started drawing her a lot in this one because I was watching Supernatural, and I just really liked the idea of them having like a person in their group who could like have like a genuine-ish conversation with ghosts who like understands them more, because like she is possessed. So I started thinking about her a lot when I was watching Supernatural, so she's gonna be here a lot more. And then Amelia and Bennett, I have like a tricky relationship because for some reason I just can't really draw them that well, which I have like a really bad drawing of them in sketchbook number 3, and I never really drew them again after that. But I think this is a good redemption. So my sister walked into the room, had to inform me about some K-pop drama on TikTok or something. So I think I'm done with explaining this page. Delving more into Evelyn on Weed Day, I could not stop thinking about her. I just kept drawing her. Like one of my favorite drawings I've done of her. She's so cute, and like also she's a bad person, and Andrew's a really bad person, but like they'll redeem themselves ish. Alias, I think I was just like going like around this time, I was just like really liking the idea of her like in misery, I guess. Here's an OC Emily. I don't draw that often because she was like back early high school maybe, I think, where I liked her, and I don't really know what to do with her because I think her story's kind of cringe now. It's just like, oh, abusive parents, she's a painter. So I'll do something with her. I wanted to like make her have her parents like have her on a strict diet so she'd be kind of really skinny, but I think I was in the middle of drawing I never finished it, but I think I want her to be more like chubbier because I think she looks cuter that way. Then here's Eva with her hair flipped because I didn't have a reference of her, and I just kind of like went based off of what I remembered, and I don't think I got it right. Ooh, and then this page, when tearing them out, I did accidentally tear Juniper in half, but I kind of like kept it pretty separated because I was like, yeah, it kind of fits. Did I glue this? You know what? I think I was, earlier when I was doing the sticky notes, I was re-gluing stuff, and I might have accidentally like glued this mark on top of her. You know, that's fine. There was like nothing much underneath anyways. I have Mark in one of his rebirths. In one of his lives, he will be a girl and then transition. Here's another drawing of Juniper going. My sister has walked into my room once again, and I don't want to get caught filming. So, but luckily for me, she just informed me that everyone's gonna go watch my brother play a soccer game, and I'm not going. So, I will continue this once they leave, and hopefully, I will have not lost track a bunch. Alright, they have now left. I think I was talking something about Juniper, you know, who cares about her? And then I have over here, I'll talk about Maeve. This is her when she was younger. Isn't she so cute looking? I need to figure out her story more, but like I just love thinking about her. I need to stop saying come on, dude. I can't stop thinking about her. Recently I've started drawing her like a lot. She's in sketchbook number 8 so much. I really want to like fully figure out her story, but I did come up with some new stuff where how she's gonna talk to True a lot when they're younger, and he's gonna be put under a spell. I don't think I've talked about it yet, but yeah, he's gonna be put under a spell because he pisses off a fake god, and so she's gonna be there kind of like taking care of him a bit, and she just chats with him because she's not good at talking to people. I just found like a dried like lemon peel on my bookshelf. Okay, I'll throw that away. And here she's a train conductor. Why can't I remember her name? Okay, moving on. Here, second day in a row where I accidentally ripped Juniper. But you know, we hate her, so it doesn't matter. And then here, I think it's kind of werewolf inspired. I have a idea where I want there to be more supernatural creatures, but like they're not going to be their present day in my story because only one of the fake gods can create them, and he later than she won't have the power to make them anymore. So yeah, they'll get hunted down. So they'll be werewolves, vampires, you know, other stuff of that nature at one point, and then they'll be hunted down. here's me. I assume it was a pep rally day because I have a lay, which, oh, I hate pep rally so much. Here is the cult guy again. This is him like later on ish, because he's gonna die and then Juniper's gonna bring him back to life so he can continue being an awful person. He'll just have gotten more insane and become more like a monster because he'll be like not human anymore. Here is when I was devastated and I realized while looking through my sketchbook that I had nothing for 410. So until later on in the sketchbook, I will have been like devastated, constantly thinking about it, because my sketchbook streak, it's gotten pretty big. Like, I'm very happy about it. I think like it's not as much as my Duolingo streak, which is like 600 days now, I think, but I think it's probably 150-ish around. Oh, and here's fun stuff. So that day there was an intestines lab or digestive system lab where you would measure out what your digestive tract would be. So I guess if anyone's interested, this is my digestive tract. Here's like color coded of what they are. And then here is a really bad drawing of Evelyn, and here's me because I was in a bad mood, I think. Yeah, so I didn't do this during the lab because it's like one person per group, and literally my one friend, they always seem to not be there whenever we had labs, and it's like, please, could you just at least let me know so I don't have to come to school either. Yeah, so I had to join a random group of girls, which I literally haven't talked to them like at all. Like I've known them since I think middle school, maybe some of them even elementary, and I just don't talk to them, and so it's just really awkward having to just be there. Some of the labs were okay because I'd go to groups of like people I would at least talk to like once or twice that school year, but with them I like talked to them 0 times and it was awful. Here, the Grim Reaper. Oh, so I always forget this, but the song Honestly, I decided like at that point, which I'd been listening to it for like a while, I don't remember the creator. I think it's Teto as the synth V they used. Hopefully I'm not a fake Teto fan again 2 videos in a row. And I just was like, you know what, this would fit them, so I wrote Honestly down there, which is like extremely hard to see, and I always forget that the song is attached to them. And then Callie, which Evelyn and Andrew's mother. And then this, they're not like an OC of mine. I mean, they are an OC, but like they don't even have a name. But I was thinking about like Lemur and them having striped undershirt, so that's that. Here is, what are they? Callie. Here's Callie again, and then more band sketches. Oh yeah, so here's like the design idea for, like, I don't even think I've shown them before, but a royalty member, their dad. I guess I don't even really need to talk about it. Oh, and I completely forgot about this too. This is some random guy, but I want there to be during the story some point where Maeve loses her books, or like she loses her kind of monopoly on magic because of this guy. So that's how like magic will become more developed, because people will actually start being able to learn it and discuss it, use it, you know, instead of like just Maeve, because before her it's gonna be like a more basic magic system, because they just haven't, compared to her world, they just haven't, you know, understood it and researched it the way hers did. And oh, I remember this drawing. I gave her a name, but I forgot, and so I don't know her name is, but I want her to be a ghost hunter who will be there in Evelyn and Andrew's story, which also with Oliver and Lillian and some other characters. But yeah, I want there to be a ghost hunter where, like, she was probably like raised in the business, you know, like she understands it more than them, who are all kind of just learning it, and their main information is just from having been possessed. And here's Agus again. At this point she doesn't have wings or anything, but I will, I think in the next sketchbook, give her wings and a tail, because I wasn't gonna have her be that powerful, But then I decided to later on make her one of the, she wouldn't be a fake god because she never claims to be a god, but one of those creatures that God made directly. I love her so much. Random drawings. Here's a koala. And Morgana going crazy. Oh, so I thought I always did the crack on her glasses on the left eye, but seems I did it on the right eye for that one. And then here for symphonic band was we were playing The Simpsons, and I was really bad at it, and so here are some parts I needed to practice, and so I drew my flute player Mira, and then random person. I think, yeah, this is me trying to do side profiles, you know, still failing miserably. This is meant to be Reaper and Morgan with a knife, which I don't know, when I want to do something not so basic, I end up just doing her some pose with the knife, so it's like still basic. And then Autumn. So her, I don't have a name for her, but I kind of want her, the one time I've drawn her, but I want her to be part of Gizmo's backstory, where his name isn't Gizmo. I don't remember what his name is. I think it's on Tomodachi Life, but I want him to be like royalty for like a bird area. And so I think she's probably gonna be his like fiance, and they never get together. And I realized after making this that I never drew her wings. So what I'm gonna do is, you know what, her wings, they were cut off. Let's, you know, give it some angst. And then here is one of my OCs, Gunner. Funny story about the name Gunner. I didn't have a name for him for like the longest time, and I kind of just decided, I watched like Gunner TV Live, and I was, you know what, that's a silly name, I'm just gonna give it to him. And so then I was like nickname him like G or something, but honestly Gunner's like kind of grown on me as a name. Anyways, this is him as a child with a iron casket, and then, you know, my love of Supernatural, it's like really bad at this point. And so I have a drawing of Castiel and Dean. First time drawing them. Not amazing, you know. I'm really bad with drawing fan art and like characters making it look like themselves. And here is Prim. He's like 1500s. And so I was gonna search up clothing and like try and draw something, and then I got lazy and never did it. Here is Mackenzie, and here is Arlo. Huh. I know this is Arlo, but I gave him the 2 dots on the cheek. I don't think I normally do that? No, I don't. Huh. I think I wanted to add that, and then I don't think I ever did, so maybe I should try doing that more. Here is the night. I literally completely rearranged my room because my sister wanted to get rid of her smaller couch because she has a pretty big room. Like the previous owners, they added the room to it, and then so we had it as like a playroom type thing for a while, and then we wanted to switch it to her room, and this was like ages ago. So that happened. It was turned to a room. She has the biggest room, and so our old couches would be there, but she no longer wanted the smaller one after like years because she needed space for a new like bookshelf. I don't think she's gotten it yet, but yeah, she needed that and space for our dog Aang's crate. So she wanted to get rid of the couch, and it's like, I want a couch, like give me the couch. So we took it, put it in my room with the way the setup was before. Before you come in here, you know, there's the bed, bookshelves, and we tried to put the couch, you know, facing the back, facing to the TV that's up here, but it wouldn't fit. It was like slightly too small, and so I had to just have the couch be horizontal and face towards the bed for like a couple hours. But I was determined. I had a vision, and so I worked hard all night, didn't get sleep, went to bed like 5 or 6 a.m. after struggling, and I by myself moved the bed all the way back here. I moved bookshelves over into this corner, and I have the couch, and then I had my desk facing the couch, like over here, but I've had to move it. Yeah, great time. My mom called me crazy like a bunch of times, but what can I say? I'm just motivated. I had a vision and it worked out. I love my couch. So, you know, random drawings. Here it was a assembly, I'm assuming. Symphonic band doodles, you know, in between songs. And then this, I'll be honest, I used to make my characters and I would ship them with certain ones, you know, they would kind of like, they'd be based off of a OCX canon character. And one of those, I had Mira shipped with Akira from Persona 5, and it wasn't her. This is actually, I think this is, did I want, no, this is for Emily, actually. Well, I shipped both of them with Akira, okay? Yeah, so I shipped her with Emily with Akira, and I was like, I had in mind a story where there would be someone like Akira, and I was like, oh wait, I've never really drawn them, so here is me like literally just kind of copying Akira. Here's the first attempt that I don't like as much, but here's the better attempt. So yeah, I kind of just copied Akira, you know, just a little bit different, but you know, he's my character now. What can I say? I love Persona 5. Oh, and after a long time of me being devastated by losing my drawing streak, this was actually during a sleepover with my friend, because we were helping out being stage managers for a play to get community service hours, because you need 80 to graduate, and we had 0 at the start of junior year. We have like 50-ish now, so we are on track to graduate. Yeah, it was during a sleepover, and I was looking through, because we went to Dollar Tree and we bought all this stuff, and I wanted to test it out, and so I went into like another sketchbook, and I saw this drawing, and I just had the backflash where it's like, oh my god, I remember drawing this. I remember being really late, and I didn't want to draw, but I quickly drew this out to not lose my drawing streak, and I just forgot to put it in my sketchbook, and that's why I didn't remember like not drawing for a day, because I did, but I just never put it in my sketchbook. So this was the amazing realization of me not losing my drawing streak. More band doodles, and then here is Oliver. Oh, I think I showed this. Wait, let me just, yeah. I tried blueberry white tea for the first time. It was pretty good. Here is Aster. This page looks kind of goofy because I barely had, like, these drawings were smaller than I usually do for the sketchbook, and so they're just like scattered around. But so here is Autumn and his dad, who was like earlier on in the sketchbook. Orange eyes, and so these are kind of meant to be a mirror. And then, do I look like him? I don't listen to Tyler the Creator, but I do listen to his one song, Do I Look Like Him? So that's where that comes from. Here is, why can't I remember, Evelyn for the 100th time. Here's Carter. And then this is around the time where I saw the episode, literally, oh my god, one of the best scenes ever was Supernatural, where Cass is beating him up, and then like, because mind control stuff, manipulation, and then Dean goes, I know you. Wait, I know you can hear me, Cass. It's me. We're family. We need you. I need you. Literally, that was so gay. Like, how did they not become boyfriends after that? Yeah, so I drew Dean beat up, and I love that scene. Evelyn again. And then I think here, I just wanted to draw like Supernatural, not Supernatural the show, you know, a creature. And so here is a dragon who will have been killed. Okay, here is Juniper. Ugh, I'm sick of seeing her. And I think this is Mark showing a scar that he had stitched up. Another time, I accidentally kept like 2 papers together, and so I accidentally cut this one out with this one underneath, and so I had to like glue it back together. Random person, I wanted to try micro bangs, like not on me, but drawing them didn't turn out that well. Mark, this is meant, it looks kind of more like grass, but it's meant to be a rug. random character and random character, where I think I was drawing something. I think it was meant to be Carter and Atticus together, but like it didn't turn out well, so I just started drawing over it, and so I drew this person trying to be creepy. They are Sal, meant to be they're a snake. Kind of like, can't really tell because it's like, what do you give to a snake demi-human? Random person, Emily. And then I was gonna draw for English a poster of Reverend Hale, and so here's like my sketch idea of it. I ended up deciding to write a story, which I never finished and never turned it in, and is the reason why I ended that class with a B. But I don't care. I do not care. And then here, me in a bad mood, and I was like, I just don't want to draw, and so I drew this crappy drawing of me, and I yapped a bunch. And then I started drawing a bunch. Same day, I drew Alder. He is the prince, who actually had the father idea here earlier on. I have Amelia, yeah, and here is Evelyn, and I think I just messed up the drawing of them, so I did this. Here is Mira with wings, because even though I never think about it, I am gonna make her a demi-human thing later on, and her brother hugging her. Here is Clyde. I love Clyde so much. I've only drawn him like a few times, but I started drawing him more in my sketchbook recently because I really like him. And then here's Akira Copycat. Once again, I don't have a name for him. I should probably give him a name. Here is meant to be Tama in a skirt. And I wanted to like do more detail on his hair and how like it would look in the back, but it's like it doesn't even look like anything, so whatever. Random lady. And then I was thinking about my senior jeans while at the mall with my parents. Literally, we only went to one store, so like, what was the point? Why'd I even join them? Yeah, here was me planning out my senior jeans. I have it a bit more planned out now. I wanted to do a video about it, but like I've just been like slowly working on the crochet for it, so I should start recording that soon. And then I think on the same day we went to Costco. Yeah, and I got literally my favorite pants because they're the zip off shorts ones, and they have so many pockets and they're great. So there's that, and some practice, even more practice. And then here are just some, here's when I decided to, instead of the poster, do the writing. So here was the prompt I made. Yeah, she wanted it to be written in class on paper, and it's like, I want to write a lot. I'm not gonna be able to do that on freaking paper. Like, just let me type it. I know you think I'm gonna use AI. I'm not. Like, just, you'd be able to tell from reading my writing that it's not AI, because it'd be cringe. OC slop, not slop. Why do I never remember her name? Callie Stories, not slop. I realized I had a big issue with the story because I wanted one of the characters for her to be making jam a lot, and then turns out in that time period, like, nobody's making jam. It's for the rich people. It's for royalty. But it's like, if I think about it, I can bullshit it. Like, either by magic makes it easier to produce, so it'd be cheaper. Or, you know, she's working under a guy who is, like, built a country with his friends. And he is leading in medicine. Like, he'd be rich. So, you know, maybe he'd buy her sugar. So, yeah, that's how it'd work. Here is me drawing Arlo and struggling, because for some reason I cannot draw him. Oh, and I also realized, I have so many red pens, and I'd been trying to use up like a blue one for some time. I don't think in this sketchbook, but you know, for like a while. And then I realized like, okay, I should be trying to use up my red pens because I have way too many. So here I'm gonna use a bunch of red pen. Here it's for an OC I have, but I don't really think about her much. I kind of need to do something with their story. I don't even remember their names, and I'll probably change their names, but Blind Rabbit has an older sister who's not blind, and lesbians with a corgi demi-human, so yeah, I need to figure out something to do with them. Oh, and here I thought I could finish the sketchbook in less than a week. I don't think I did. I think I was acting a little crazy and delusional, especially since this was like right before my IB math test. Oh yeah, literally right before. Here is the night before, and And I was thinking about college, and I wanted to go to art school. I'm not going to now. I'm going to minor in art. Yeah, I wanted to go to art school at the time, and I was like, I'm not good enough for art. I'm just going to apply to my #1 school choice, California College of the Arts, because I want to go to San Francisco. And so I was like, okay, I'll apply for that next year, and then if I don't get in, I'll just take a gap year, and then I'll apply to all 3 of my schools I planned. And so I looked into it, and California College of the Arts is like it's getting shut down the year I'm graduating high school. So, I'm not going there. I didn't sleep, and I kept researching schools because like, oh shoot, like my #1 choice, it's gone. What's the point anymore? Yeah, so I decided on I'm gonna go to a CSU. And this is before the test, because day 1, it was like later into the day for IB math. So we just had to be there while IB Spanish was testing, and I drew all these. And then here is the paper 2. We had it in the morning, and then I was waiting to get picked up early because I didn't want to be there all alone, and everyone else was leaving early. So I was like, I'm not going to be here alone while everyone goes to their class or gets picked up. So while waiting to get picked up, I drew these. And me complaining about my green pen, as I do a lot in my sketchbooks, surprisingly. Oh, I didn't even notice, but I did recently in this. I finished the dotted paper, and I moved on to this Pusheen like notebook paper I had from elementary. Oh, I'd been using it for a while. I didn't even freaking notice the change. Yeah, so I switched to that, and I wanted to finish it while I finished sketchbook 7 at the same time. And then here is the time where I finished my like 5th glue stick. I was finishing one giant Elmer's glue stick like every 3 days or like 4 days. It was a crazy amount because I was using so much for gluing it, and so I got sick of it, and I was like, that's it. I'm buying the 60-pack of Amazon basic glue that has been in my for later Amazon cart for months. And so now I do have a ton of glue sticks. Here's like 50 something. These are 51, and then I have another 2 on the couch, so I have 53 glue sticks. I finished one today actually, which it wasn't smart to get so much glue because I was like nearing the end of the sketchbook, and the reason why I was using so much glue is because all of the pages I was gluing a bunch of crap on top. So not the smartest, but I'll never need to buy glue sticks again. So really, if you think about it, very smart of me, very cost efficient, spent $20 now, never spend money on glue again. Random person. I think I was just getting like really into the idea of the horror part of my creatures, which I'm not good at. Here's Atticus with ice cream for some reason. Whatever. And here's creepy, gross cold guy again. And then here, I don't think I've shown Willow before, but they will be important-ish. They'll get with Morgana. And then here is her sister, her older sister, which for some reason I cannot draw. Like, it should not be that hard, but I always fuck it up. And then here, this is from the song Freedom by Will Ferrell, I'm pretty sure. And I was thinking about it, so I put Star here, since stars are suns. So Star was the guy I was talking about earlier who helps build a country and leading charge of medicine and magic. And then here is a weekend where I only do 2 things. Random drawings, Mackenzie, and then me complaining about school. Here is the train girl's, one of her daughters. Here's another drawing of Arlo, which I can never seem to get right. Random person, I think, yeah. More yapping. I think this turns more and more into the sketchbook of just me writing a bunch and complaining. Oh, and then here, my band concert, where it was Tuesday, and we have a thing going on where we dress like Target employees on Tuesday, so we did dress as Target employees. I even normally wear like khaki shorts or a skirt, but I went there with khaki pants, which I normally never wear, and I switched out my red shirt because I had gotten food on my which I wore during school. So I was committed to the bit. I literally completely changed my outfit. Not even into a nicer one, but just into a Target employee outfit. And then a girl, she got us all name tags and we had our names on it. Here's some drawings I did while waiting. Here are people from a history textbook that I was drawing. Alex. And then this is Autumn's mom, Grace. Oh, the day I watched Obsession. Movie was really good. I watched it before like it got extended and like everyone, I watched one of the first days. And genuinely, the movie, it was so messed up, but it was good. I don't know. I haven't like looked into what people think, but I did hear like some people, are saying dumb stuff about it. I don't even know. Anyways, opinions. Good movie. Bear is a bad person, but also a victim. But like he's also in a way he's a good and bad person. People are good and bad. He is in the wrong. He was in the wrong for basically almost all of it. Yeah, so. Oh, I love the Obsession. Okay, wait, I'm going back. It made me really think about Carter and Atticus, which it's not like the same at all, but it was like a really like creepy and gross relationship, and I kind of want to have that same type of feelings with Atticus and Carter in a different way. But yeah, so I couldn't stop thinking about them doing it. And then I even wrote like a little thing on my phone about like from Atticus' opinion, like his emotions. And then here I didn't know what to draw, so I just started drawing random stuff on Pinterest to use a paper. And then I found a 2012 cereal box. On the back of it on Pinterest there was a quiz, and I took it, and obviously I got Donnie because he's my favorite and I love him so much. Just show my amazing TMNT show. This is from the Michael Bay movies. It's a lunchbox, literally super cheap online because nobody wants it except for me. I got a 2012 CD player I've shown, a random Dollar Tree Leo. I wish I got Donnie, but I'm happy with Leo. I found this from an open house on the kitchen, and it wasn't an open house, but my mom's a real estate agent, and I joined in, and I saw it, and I took one. Some duplicate 2012 TMNT DVDs. I want to get the full series, like separate discs, but I had never finished it. I'm still missing some. Full sets, a few comics. I need to get more. Yeah, I love TMNT. I love Donnie. I have a Raph pillow pet too. I'd like to get the others, but it's kind of hard to get them easily. Okay, continuing on. Here's Maeve. Random scribble drawing. Autumn. Okay. And here, after I had finally finished using my IB Math notebook and like all my extra papers, here are all the drawings I did, mainly after the second semester, except for like these tiny ones I do in the little corners. Yeah, so there's most of these aren't OCs. Like here's Morgan, here is Autumn a couple times, but the rest of these aren't gonna be OCs. Except I think she might be one now. No. Oh, she technically... No, I just drew her again. I don't think she's one of my OCs. Now here I have the Target name tag I used for the concert, but I'm not going to show that because that has my actual name. And then me being excited about 10 pages left. I'm almost done. Here's Rainier. I talked about him a bit in the other sketchbook. He does get with Train Girl from earlier, which I don't know why I can't remember her name. I feel really bad about that. Random scribble doodle, and then me yapping, and then I eventually think about character AI, and I'm trying to quit it. I really am. Most days I don't use it, but I do use it a bit. I'll admit it, I have a problem. But there is some good things that came out of it. Like Maeve, she was made because of actually janitor AI, but then I completely forgot about her, didn't care about her. And I came back to her with character AI, and then I became obsessed with her. So, that's why she is what she is now. So, gotta be appreciative. I made Rainier completely off of character AI. So did Carter. But Carter, I think I've talked about this before. I don't know. I feel like I might not have, but he originally started off as a weed dealer. He was really smart and stuff, and then he completely, I'm kind of upset about it, but he completely devolved from that, where he's like nothing like that, what he used to be, the point of creating him. So I need to make an OC who's just like a really smart weed dealer. Yeah, so I finished the Pusheen notebook thing, drew a bunch of stuff off Pinterest. This I think was from, it was like what to do with your OCs, and one of them was draw them when they're younger. So here's Autumn when he is a little girl. Saying little girl feels weird. This is him when he was younger. And then here is Donnie. Normally when I draw him, it's been like a while before this one, but normally I just like copy a reference, but this one I kind of did off the dome. And I kind of want to make like my own version of the turtles and then have that be like a show, and I'm just gonna switch up the name, you know, off brand, but like make the turtles kind of canon. And then here is Kinglet, or known as Carter. I did want to make him, so I'll be honest, his original, where he came from was a character AI chat bot where Bruce Wayne catches his child smoking weed, and that's where he came from. So he was, you know, superhero, and I did like I did something like a green gadget, I don't know, it was something stupid. And so this is like his better version. He's gonna be a hero. I think I'm gonna do heroes, which it feels out of place in my world, but at the same time I'm making the world, so like who cares? Let me have my heroes in there, I guess. Yeah. And here my friend, she was being so nice, and she was giving me Kirby blind boxes, which I love them so much. I have so many like Kirby stuff, and I haven't bought a single one of these except for one of Magalore. Yeah, this one's my favorite one she gave me. He's so cute. I love how cute like NES Kirby looks. Then got Jack in the Box, and me and my sister got like a snack box thing, and it was a bunch of curly fries, and they forced you to get sauces, and so like we got like some of each, and I ranked them. Here's my ranking. They were all really bad. Good sauce actually like tasted good for like a fry or two, but then it started to taste really badly. I don't like the sauces. Just stick with ketchup. Here's Ziva. Here's me remembering I own Prismacolors, and I never used them, so I tried to use them here. I used them for a bit at the beginning of Sketchbook 8, but I have once again stopped using them. And then here is a girl from my math doodles. And that's it for this sketchbook. Woo! And here is Evelyn, because I, at the end, draw like whatever is just most meaningful for me, you know? And I mean, Evelyn deserves to be here. Evelyn and Andrew, I don't count the times I drew my OCs in sketchbook. I only did that for like a bit of 3 and all of 4. But like, if I could count them, it would either be Juniper or Evelyn. I think actually Evelyn would be above Juniper, because like I drew them so much because of Supernatural. Yeah, that's sketchbook number 7. I did not like the sketchbook until like the very end of it, which I seem to do a lot. But my biggest complaint is that it's just too big. I love bringing my sketchbooks around literally everywhere, and so it hurt. Like a month and a half of misery not having my sketchbook on me in my backpack. But I am very proud of it, because I did, video number 1, I made the sketchbook, like no tutorial or anything, and I really like what I did with all the gluing and stuff like that. There's some really good drawings in here, a lot really bad. But yeah, that's the video. Bye.